My journey into the world of One Piece has begun here with volume 1 here. Now this is broken into chapters on the inside of this book, and people who are reading this through Shonen Jump or through other digital means, you're getting them one at a time, but I'm going to be talking about them in their Kabunsa or their volumes that they're released in here in the United States. I'm going to be plowing through the first 23 of these, one a week, get us into the world of Luffy and his quest for Gold Roger's One Piece treasure. What an incredible opening to this story, and I can see why this comic has so much impact. When I pitched this out to my 3-year-old son about a boy who wants to become a pirate, he becomes a rubber man, he then finds treasure, instantly he came alive. Not in the same way he came alive for any other comic book I've ever pitched to him. And the story begins with Luffy as a little boy, Monkey D. Luffy, wants to become a pirate. He's in this town where a pirate ship has taken hold and using it as their base, and red-haired Shanks is this pirate. And he is the benevolent pirate, right? If such a thing can exist here. He looks out for the little guy. This mountain bandit tries to harass him and one-up him, and he just blows it all off here. And he ultimately ends up sticking up for Luffy later on. But Luffy uses red-haired Shanks as his role model to becoming a pirate, because this little boy wants nothing more than become a pirate, Gold Roger's treasure. Talk about an incredible first page here. This page set in motion 20,000 pages of story here. It simply sets up the Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, has been captured and is going to be executed, and he makes the announcement that his One Piece treasure is hidden somewhere in the world, and it begins the golden age of pirates, which is where this story is set. Luffy is then going to be shunned by these pirates. He wants to join one, they kick him to the curb. He then ends up eating the Gum Gum Devil Fruit, which is a treasure of the seas that red-haired Shanks has captured. And little does he know, this makes it so that he can never swim, because he's a rubber man, he sinks like a rock, but he can do these incredible feats. The Gum Gum Pistol, which is this incredible punch that can knock out anybody or even take out a sea serpent. He's got the Gum Gum Whip, which kicks out his leg and he can sweep over a huge sprawl of men. And he's got the rocket where he can extend his arms and catapult himself into the sky. Now Luffy gets his straw hat from red-haired Shanks, his role model. And this hat becomes his signature statement as who he is. I love how this book breaks out how you draw certain items like the skull and crossbones, and how each pirate has their own unique skull and crossbow. It's a signature of this series, another incredible visual twist that Ichiro layers into this world. But Luffy is carefree and fun-loving. He doesn't know how to navigate. He gets on his dinghy and just heads out into the waters. He encounters this cabin boy, Koby, who is there with Alvida, this crazy, ugly, mean pirate who has an iron mace and is violent. They defeat her. He then gets Koby, they head off on their dinghy, and they head towards this Navy base where Koby can achieve his dream of becoming a Navy captain. Everybody has a dream in this book, something I love about it. They all have a dream they're trying to accomplish. They get to this Marine base and find out that Morgan, Captain Morgan, is actually this oppressive, awful governor that's controlling this Marine base. He's got this arm for an axe, he's got an iron jaw, and of course he has a pathetic son who is causing all kinds of trouble, who Luffy in good fashion Gum Gum pistol whips. But Zolo is the character that Luffy has come to rescue here. He is the hunter of pirates, but Luffy wants him to join his crew. Now he's an amazing swordsman. He uses 3 swords. He made a promise to this young girl when he was learning how to fight with swords. He had 2 when he was a boy. He kept losing to this girl, and then she died, and so he took her sword, and now he fights with 3, and it's on his mission to become the greatest swordsman in the world. They ultimately defeat Captain Morgan, escape the Navy base with an incredible bit of jokes and high action, and head off on a dinghy, knowing they can't navigate, and Luffy, in standard Straw Hat style, just floats along in the water. Him and Zolo are on the dinghy trying to become pirates. They've set out, get to the Grave Line, which is where all the pirates are assembling in search of Gold Roger's One Piece treasure. So he sees this bird in the sky, he's hungry, he shoots rockets into the sky, captures the bird, it takes him to this small town where he's dropped off, and that's where he meets Nami, this girl who's been stealing things from pirates. She's beautiful but crafty and is going to become entangled with Luffy and Zolo.